Hey, what's up, everybody? It's your man Simeon with the Simeon Henderson Show, and I am live on the south side of Chicago. Everybody knows that I'm a west side guy. Actually, I'm a Chicago guy. I move around. South, west, north, east. It don't matter. But we're here at the Sip and Savor on 47th and Michigan, where we're giving a voice to the people. I am here, and I want to talk to the owner of not just this coffee house, but 3 different locations right here in Chicago. This brother has built up his business, he's building a legacy, and he is truly leaving an inheritance for his children's children. But before I get into that, I want to give a big shout out to my executive producer, Jamani Anamdi, out in Miami, Florida. He is in Martha's Vineyard right now, kicking it, chilling while I'm here working. Jose Perez, my other producer, and the producer for this show today, Mr. Chris Adams, my man who's been just hanging in there with me for years, and we have a great show for you today. I just like to sit down, and I want you guys to see people that look like you, who's doing big things, but they put in the hard work, and they stayed focused on their purpose, and their dreams have become a reality. Now, we are in the coffee house, so you're going to see everything. I don't know if you saw that fly just went past me, but I couldn't catch it. But anyway, you're going to hear coffee being brewed back there by Venus. You're going to hear people in the background talking. That's because we are here live, and the ambiance is what it is. It is a business, and it is a thriving business that's doing great on the south side of Chicago. But without further ado, I want to bring in my brother, Mr. Trez Pug. Come on in, Trez.
Pew.
It's Pew.
What's up?
It's Pew.
Over here multitasking.
It's Pew. So, he's a businessman, so I'm going to make him put his phone down for the interview. Because if I don't, he'll be on it the whole time. So, it's a little TV etiquette. We got to...
All right, bro. I'm sorry. Let's go.
So, man, Trez, so the people have been watching the show, and I've been given a platform. I've been given a platform to give a voice to the people. And just like with you and your business and people that strive to do more and more, I won't stop. And I've seen you. I've seen you build. I've seen you work. I've seen you have a professional career and your own business. First question for you is, where do you get your drive from?
I get my drive from my dad.
Okay.
My dad worked 2-3 jobs, took care of the family, worked side jobs, and always was about taking care of family. So he had that etiquette, whereas, you know, you leave in the morning, you go do something positive. You come home in the afternoon, you do something positive. While you at home, you do something positive.
Right.
So it was always something positive about my dad.
Right.
I get a lot of it from him, and then it got catapulted when I went to the Marine Corps.
Okay.
More structure.
Okay. So here we go. You're a father, right?
Yes, sir.
How many kids do you have now?
2.
2?
My
You
son.
done?
That's it. Yeah. Tariq and Tara, my son and my daughter.
So looking at you, you're a youthful looking man.
Thanks, brother.
So people would find it hard to believe that you just retired from a professional career.
Right.
So when I look at you and you told me that you were like, yeah, I'm about to retire, I'm like, retire? You got to work a certain amount of years to retire, which you have done.
Indeed.
But my question to you, and for people that's watching, and people that really want to do more, what is your advice when it comes to being an entrepreneur and a business owner?
First thing is, make sure that whatever you're trying to do, you have a passion for it. A lot of people just want to own businesses to say they're a business owner. Make sure it's something that not only you have a passion for, but there's a need for in that community, if it's a product or service-driven type of industry. The next thing I would say was do your due diligence.
Yes.
Make sure you do your background on what these other businesses are doing that's in the same concentration you're in. Try to get a mentor, someone who's already doing it, that's willing to share information, be it financial, be it operational, legal. The next thing is take your time. It's a marathon, it's not a sprint.
So what you're saying, there's levels to this.
A ton of levels.
And that, I'm glad you said that, because if you guys are listening to what Trez said, it's a marathon, it's not a sprint. So many people are not successful because they don't get it right now. It's like we live in a microwave society. Everybody wants things so fast, so fast. And I like to use this analogy. Remember when you were growing up, you ever ate a chicken pot pie?
Yes, sir.
So when we were growing up, before the microwave, you had to put it in the oven.
Right, and wait.
You have to cook it for 45 to 50 minutes, and it come out, it's golden brown, the crust is crunchy, and it's good to go. But when you put it in the microwave, it cooks faster, but it's soggy, it doesn't have the same effect.
Cold on the inside sometimes.
You got to keep on nuking it.
Right.
So what I'm hearing you saying is there are keys to building success. And these keys, they come from being patient, hard work, gleaning from other people.
Right.
And let me ask you this, who was some of your, besides your dad or your mom, who were some of your mentors or people that you looked up to when it came to being in business?
That's interesting. I really didn't have any because I got kind of thrust into the business scene. I was always raised to have a good job, provide for your family, retire, and then, live your life.
Okay.
I kind of got thrust into the business scene by some friends that wanted to open a coffee house. Even though I was already doing real estate on the side, I didn't look at that as being an entrepreneur. I looked at being an investor.
Okay.
But when you starting to employ people, when you starting to be responsible for people's well-being, and you dealing with communities, you dealing with politicians, then you get into a whole new realm.
Right.
So I didn't have anybody to really talk to, and there ain't many black coffee house owners on the planet. So I just looked at what I could do to make a difference. What I would want my coffee house to look like if I came in it, and I wanted to, like I said, them 5 C's. I want to be crisp, clean, classy, consistent, and most important of all, great customer service. And then I went with the tagline where coffee and community meet, where any and everybody could come in, congregate, network, and have better ways to do things through different ideas.
And that's a great segue into my next question, because my next question is, what were your thoughts when you thought about opening up a coffee house in the African American community? And you're talking about bringing something to the community that wasn't here and that wasn't owned by us. And now you brought it to the community, not just for black people, but you've had white people, Spanish people, all types of people that come into the neighborhood to your coffee house. What were your thoughts when you thought about opening up a coffee house in, I would just say, in the hood?
Right. Well, I grew up on the near north side in Old Town. So I was used to having nice stuff all the time. And I mentioned this before on another show that on the north side, you had all the amenities.
Right.
You can have a dog groomer, you can have a great place to go to breakfast, you can go somewhere and get your clothes altered. You had all kind of eateries and everything, nice coffee shops. And you didn't have to want for nothing. Over here on the south side, I didn't see that. People that made good money, that lived here, had to leave the community to go get them kind of amenities.
Right.
So since I already owned property here, and the opportunity came where I can open a coffee house, I said, I want to make it like I'm used to going into a coffee house. Not just a vanilla box, and you come in there, a lot of these stores on the south side, not to knock them, just want you to come in there and you get stuff through a bulletproof glass and the floors are dirty. And I'm serious.
I don't like that.
So my biggest thing was I want something really elegant and classy. So that's why I came with the hardwood floors. I had the waterfall, flat screen TVs, faux finish paintings, stuff like that. And I wanted to make sure that people understood you could come somewhere, feel safe, not worry about nobody asking you for twos and fews in front or trying to sell you anything. Get your work done, have a date, have a meeting, and feel comfortable. And one of the places that kind of like just wraps his arms around you, like this place. You sit up in there, man, you can chill all day.
I mean, it's beautiful.
So that was my concept.
And what your concept that you just described, you've embodied that, not only with this location, but all of them. I've been to all of the locations, and I'm telling you right now, if you have not been to Sip and Savor yet, there's one on 47th in Michigan. That's where we're at now. There's one on 43rd in Forestville. There's one on 53rd in Hyde Park. And I have my preferred membership. I have my Sip and Savor mug. But it's just one of those things where we have to, and we have to support Black-owned businesses and circulate the dollar within our community, because it's going to circulate outside the community, but there's nothing wrong with supporting our own.
I agree
And
with that.
just looking at everything that you've been doing, I've been enlightened. And I've learned a lot by just watching you. And also, I want to say thank you for being a supporter of the Simeon Henderson Show and Black and Privilege and everything that we're doing.
Right.
And it's just one of those things where we need people like you, pillars of the community, who are not only having success, but you want to see other people be successful.
Man, you could be an infomercial for me, bro. Yes, that's all right. I appreciate that, man.
Anytime. Hey, look, you always have free publicity for me. I'm a walking billboard for Sip and Savor. And just so you guys know, I have my own coffee here. Well, we kind of dubbed it mine.
Yeah.
The Be Symbolic Latte.
There you go.
That's what is it? The dark roast.
Yeah.
With 2 pumps of
white chocolate.
Sauce.
Yeah, special stuff for him.
That's the Be Symbolic. So come and get it.
Yeah, indeed.
So before we get out of here, man, like I said, I just wanted I wanted people to see who you are and pretty much put a face with the business. A lot of people know who you are, but there's a lot of people out there who don't know. They're gonna know now.
Yeah.
And just tell them what to expect when they come into a Sip and Savor. What's the experience?
Well, like I was mentioning earlier, when you come in here, you're gonna be welcomed by a lot of people that just love this place. They love the atmosphere. They're business professionals who are looking to network. You're going to be greeted by my great staff here. They're going to get to know your name. They're going to get to know your drink. You're going to get to know other customers. And as you can attest, when you come in there, as soon as you come in, everybody usually get up.
Yes.
Everybody's hugging. They're shaking hands. Because it's almost like the modern day Cheers. So what you can expect is a clean, classy, consistent place that's respectful, that's here to serve you, and that's here to make sure that we have longevity. We give back to the community. We big on hiring in the community, be it employees, be it photographers, be it comedians, musicians. So everything is all about community. So when you come in here, prepare yourself to be welcomed, and hopefully you'll keep coming back. That's the main thing.
There you have it. In the words of my brother Razor Rail, who's my barber, say less, because you said enough.
There you go.
And I'm sitting here with the one and only Mr. Trez Pugh, and he is the third. The third. And he is the owner, and he's the owner and proprietor of Sip and Savor Coffee Houses. Not just one, but 3 in the Chicagoland area. And it is an awesome experience. Make sure you come out. You're watching the Simeon Henderson Show, where we're constantly and always giving a voice to the people. If you have something that you want to talk about, please hit me up on the website, or hit me up on my email, thesimeonhendersonshow.com. Make sure you guys continue to support, like, and subscribe to the YouTube channel, and make sure that you continue to support everybody that's doing something big and following their dream. I am at Sip and Savor, and it is an awesome, awesome
Make sure you
experience.
get that right. Sipping ain't easy, but it's
Sipping
necessary.
ain't easy, but it's necessary. Big shout out to my executive producer, Jamani Anamdi, my producer, Jose Perez, Lisa, and Chris Adams. Thank you guys so much. And I'll be back with more of the Simeon Henderson Show. See you guys in a minute.
Appreciate you.
Sip. So everybody, it's your man Simeon Henderson with the Simeon Henderson Show, where we're giving a voice to the people. I am super excited about this segment of the show. As you know, we are here to inspire, motivate, and educate people to live their best life, to chase their dreams, and go after everything that they purpose to do with all the tenacity and everything that's within them. Now, today is so special to me because this show today is going to be focusing on something that we don't have enough of and there's not enough talk about, and that is couples that are married, are engaged, are dating, and things like that. You have children. We have to start opening up the door for the conversation so we can help each other and have longevity in our marriages and bring the divorce rate down. So before we get started, I want to give a big shout out to my executive producer, Jamani and Amdi out in Miami, Florida, my producer, Jose Perez, Lisa Stewart, and Chris Adams, and big shout out to Elise Inez for helping set this thing up, and everybody that's involved, my security, Brandon, everybody, Mark, everybody. We are doing big things right here in Chicago. We're on the south side at the Sip and Savor on 47th and Michigan. My man Trez Pugh is the owner of 3 coffee houses, not just one, but 3 coffee houses. So, and this is an African American man who you would never think we would open coffee houses, and not only open them, but open them in the neighborhoods where we're from, and then have a plethora of nationalities that visit and stop by here for this great coffee.
Like you said, in a neighborhood, right? We stopped at a location that was probably about 3 blocks from here, I want to say. You know, maybe a mile, less than a mile away. And when we got here, I'm like, wow, you got 2 locations within that, you know, short amount of space. But that's a testament to the community supporting what's going on with the gentleman, man, and it feels good.
Right.
So guys, I'm sitting here with Coach Martez, with Drina Layton, and Miss Shamari, and Ronnie DeVoe. Now, we're going to get into this. We're going to have some fun.
So you guys let's have some fun. Let's have some fun.
Here we go.
Make me feel at home.
That's what I'm You are home, brother. Trust me, you home, because everybody knows who you are. And we're going to get into it. They are in town for the weekend, and they are doing the Marriage for Life weekend right here in Chicago. They'll be on the lake, over by the beach. They'll be downtown. They will be hitting the whole city, and it's all in the name of love and companionship and relationships and building people up to be their best. Right? So here we go. Let's get right into it. Here we go. I gotta follow my protocol. So before we get into it, the first thing I want to ask is this: how long have you guys been married? We'll start on this end and come this way. How long have you guys been married?
All right, so we got 28 years right here.
Yes.
28 years.
Right here.
28 years right here.
Okay.
Been together for 30.
Okay. So
30 years.
that's amazing. We have 13 years of marriage. Been together for 18 years. Right here.
Come on. We got big shoes. We got big shoes to follow.
And look, I'm coming up behind you. I'm right on your. I'm on 11.
11.
So I'm back. I'm back on the heels. I'm a baby compared to you guys. So let me ask this. So we're gonna have some fun as well as educate people. But let's start off with the fun part. Fellas, this question is for you. What was the proposal like?
Wow. Oh, wow.
See, let me start, because Ron is going to be a little bit more funner than me. At the time, honestly, I was active duty military. I was in the United States Navy. I was actually in Desert Storm, Desert Shield. But basically, like I said again, we've been together since I was 18 years old. This was my first girlfriend in the Navy. But while I was there in Desert Storm, Desert Shield, that's when I actually sent her a cassette tape. Because back then it was cassette tape. There wasn't no video, wasn't no email or none of that stuff. And in the cassette tape, it was like me telling her how much I loved her, how much she meant to me, and that I wanted to spend the rest of my life with her. And so on a cassette tape, because out the seat, that's the only way she can hear my voice. So that's when I was asking her, you know, will you marry me? And then, so of course, she sent it back. Because see, basically, she sent her answer back to me through the cassette. You know what I'm saying? With the letter. And so back then, she would spray her perfume on the letter. So, you know what I'm saying? Back then in the Navy, it was just, you know, not saying anything wrong, but it was just all men on the ship. So when you got perfume letters, everybody like, oh yeah,
let me smell it, Martez.
Smelling real cute over there, man.
You would just smell it before you would even open it. And so that's really, honestly, my proposal had to be via cassette tape.
So in other words, for layman's terms, the man sent her a mixtape.
You know what? I never heard
He
that.
said, so I'm from Chicago,
mixtape,
and we
right?
used to do that too.
Okay.
He sent her a mixtape. This is when you
Yeah.
could take the music, and I remember, and speaking of tapes, New Edition, I had the tape.
Right.
Popcorn Love, all of that.
Right, come on,
So, so here we go.
Yes.
So can I call you MT?
Come on.
So Coach MT,
Right,
he proposed
Coach MT.
through a mixtape, everybody.
Mixtape, yes.
And you heard that first on the Simeon
That's
Henderson
real.
show. So here we go. Ladies, we're not forgetting about y'all. Just got to get these guys.
Yeah, get these guys
Ronnie,
situated.
what was
The proposal.
your proposal like, or leading up to it?
Well, that was amazing, man. Like, you know, the mixtape, that's just different, you know? Like, come on now. Like, everybody's not thinking of it in that capacity. That's when you go, you know, a little bit deeper. You know, mine was in Hawaii. We had just finished the tour, you know, New Edition, all of the above, right? And it's wild because I was in Chicago. Actually, this is where I got her ring.
Oh, wow.
Yes,
Okay.
in Chicago, on Wabash.
Oh, yeah. Jewelers Row.
Yes, Jewelers Row. You know, and so I got the ring here, and I'm trying to figure out where and how I'm gonna do it. And we had never been to Hawaii together, so let's go on the trip to Hawaii after the tour to decompress. And we stayed in Waikiki for a few days, and then we went to Maui. Maui is a little bit more relaxed, you know, a little bit more romantic. We stayed in the hotel, you know, on the almost like on the side of the cliff, but right next to the beach.
Right,
You know,
right.
they had this ritual every night where this gentleman would climb up the cliff and dive into
off?
the water and all this
Wow.
stuff.
Yes.
Tiki torches and all the various things all around, right? And I was trying to figure out how I was gonna do it. We went to the old Lahaina luau, right? So I was thinking maybe I'd do it there, you know, at the luau. But then I felt like, looking back at our relationship, Shamari was there in the trenches, you know,
Right.
like there were times, you know, the music industry is a roller coaster
Yes, sir.
ride. So I'm like kind of in this area on my way back up, right? And we had 3 and 4 hour, 5 hour, 6 hour conversations.
Yes.
I mean, falling asleep with each other on the phone, and it's just us, right? So I felt like the beach, you know, Maui under the stars, like it just, the moment was perfect for me right there, because I was like, look, this is about to be me and you for the rest of our lives until we have our family, you know. And I got down on one knee and felt like, yo, this is us, babe. Like, you know, the atmosphere is beautiful. I want to be able to live in peace like this for the rest of our lives,
Wow.
even though we got to grind at times.
Yes.
But that's where the proposal was. And, yep, she cried a little
So
bit.
it was just
yeah.
organic. It was
Yeah.
organic.
Yeah.
And that's and I was saying earlier to you guys about how I believe in being in the moment
Right.
and just letting things happen and being open and receptive.
Right.
And you have to be that way,
Yeah.
and you had to be that way in order
Yeah.
to get that feeling
Yeah.
to go to it like that.
Yeah.
So okay, cool. So that's good.
Look,
so
I didn't know that. I learned something.
And I didn't know that, right?
So you
But-
bringing stuff out.
But that's the cool thing about life. It's always an ongoing learning process,
Yes, yeah.
and you have to be open and receptive.
Yes.
Right.
So, ladies, I didn't forget about you. I have some good stuff, but
Okay.
I have to ask you guys, what was it like for you? Because come on, women grow up from little girls into women, and one thing, and I can say this because everyone knows it's true. You all, from the time you're little girls, are like preparing for family.
Right.
Think about the little easy bake oven, playing with the dials. Everything, even to working and things like that. You all are nurturers,
Right.
and this is something that you look forward to.
Right.
What was it like for you ladies when you finally got to that place where this man that you love said, hey, baby girl, I want to spend the rest of my life with you. And everybody that's watching out there, remember, this weekend is the Married for Life weekend.
Yes.
And what we're trying to do, we have so many different things going on in the world with television and radio and music, but this is something that's good, something with some substance, something that's going to help people have longevity and happiness in their life.
Yeah.
So share with the world what you guys were feeling when these two handsome men decided.
Well, I know I was in love, so I was all down. I was ready for it. I knew he was the one. So basically, you know, once he proposed, I was ready. You know, it's like you said, we're prepped for this. So for me, you know, coming at that age, we were young too, and I was really ready for that commitment.
Wow.
I was ready to be married, to start a family. You know, I was just all ready for it. So, you know, it was just an amazing feeling for me to just know that I'm stepping into this with him because I knew he was the one.
Okay, well, Drina,
That's crazy.
and you
Yeah.
got to be ready for this too.
Yeah.
If you could show everybody your facial expression when you heard that mixtape,
There it is,
just
right there.
give us a little. What was it? Was it smiling? Was it choking? Was it laughing?
No.
Was it crying? What was it?
I probably, see, you know, this was a long time ago, so I really can't remember. But I probably was smiling and laughing and crying all at the same time.
Yes.
Because I'm sure I was feeling overjoyed
Yes.
and happy, but at the same time, you know,
I was at sea, too.
he wasn't there.
Yeah.
So I probably was crying because I did
You
do
were-
that
yes.
from time to time because I would miss him.
Yes.
So yeah, I would just say it was a mixture
Awesome,
of feelings.
awesome.
But she used to sing to me.
I actually used to sing. I would send tapes back to him. I would sing to him.
man.
See, back in the day, I could really sing. My son always said when I stopped doing it, he
Back in the day,
said,
right.
"Mama, you losing your voice now." But I
Okay.
used to sing to him.
5 seconds. Close
Oh
your
no,
eyes.
I'm not.
Imagine,
No,
look, we do our
no,
best
no,
singing in the
no.
shower or in
I
the
do
kitchen.
too, I do.
Sing, do I
Close your eyes.
No, no,
One little sentence.
I'm not.
One little
It's
sentence.
not happening.
Okay, I tried. You can't fault me for
Say,
trying.
Like a church vibrato.
So, Miss Shamari,
Yes.
Miss Shamari, tell us, what was it like for you?
This guy right here, so I met him, I just turned 21 years old. So like I'm used to dating men my age, of course, but then this guy, 33 years old at the time, knows how to treat, he's just such a gentleman. He would open the door for me. Nobody ever opened the door for me, you know.
Right.
Nobody ever opened the car door for me. So I was just like in love, like it was almost like love at first sight. Like I knew this guy was mine and that we were supposed to be married. I could see the wedding on the beach and everything.
Oh, wow.
So I envisioned it and everything. So when he finally proposed to me on the beach in Maui, it was like maybe 3-4 years later.
Yeah.
And in my mind, you know, you hear all these stories like you're supposed to cry. Oh my God, he finally proposed. Like, yes. Well, I didn't do all of that. I was thinking in my mind, it's about damn time.
Keep it real. See, this is what I'm talking about.
Oh, that's right.
Everybody wanna send their representatives and put this facade on. Oh no, I was
Yeah,
just
never
like,
lie.
oh,
Yo, I'm gonna tell you, like she said, it's about
do.
damn time because at some point she gave me an ultimatum. Right?
Ah.
We had been playing house for a long time. You know, in the beginning of our relationship, I was kicking and screaming. You know, feeling like I needed to just do, you know, what a man does at times.
Yeah.
Right? But the good thing about it is I would never tell anybody that I loved them or what have you before I really felt like that. I would
Right.
never tell anybody that, yo, I'm committed to you before I actually felt like that. So I was pushing her off and we
Yeah.
were playing house a little bit. But then it came to that ultimatum and
Yeah.
she's
Yeah.
like, look, I'm tired of damn playing house.
You either
I know
gonna
what
say
I want.
yes or get to stepping.
You gotta
that's
understand what
right.
you want.
So, Shamari-
and about
Yeah.
3-4 months later, I was like, yo, I need to reel that fish in real quick.
So Shamari, let's put it in terms he would understand. You was tired of that popcorn love, and you was gonna call Mr. Telephone Man if he didn't put a ring on that line.
Yeah, she said,
exactly.
yo, look, you're gonna have
Right.
to count me out if you don't make
That's what I'm talking about. See, all you people watching, you have to learn how to unloosen your collar and just relax,
Yes.
right?
Like when it's right there in front of your face and you know this is the one, like you feel it, you just know
That
it.
is true.
You just know it. It took him a little bit longer to know that I was the one, but he finally came around when he saw how pure and genuine my love was for him. Like I had his back regardless if he had something, if he didn't have anything. So
Yeah, that's
And that's something every man looks for in a woman
Yeah.
is that companionship, somebody that has your back, somebody that's going to be there unconditionally. And I'll throw my little story in there. My wife Tammy, my mom I met her, and my mom was already sick, and my mom had got worse, and She was the only one that was truly, truly there for me. I was a single dad. I've been raising little Simeon since he was literally 1 week old.
Wow.
And I said, and she would always be there, and it was always, and I'm just like, and she was just so sweet. And I said, you know what? And I told her, I said, if this is who you are, I need to be with you.
Yeah.
Despite my shortcomings, despite me not being mature enough yet and things like that, I knew I had to hold on to her. And I think this is what people need to get and understand and see. It's these different levels and different things that help mold relationships.
Yeah.
And speaking of that, now we're going to get into a little bit of good stuff. Marriage is a full-time job.
That's right.
Work.
Now, here we go. Not only is marriage a full-time job, but all these people work full-time jobs, whether it's entertainment, coaching, speaking, or whatever. Here we go.
Right.
And I'm gonna start with you, Coach. Coach MT.
Coach Martez.
Coach Martez.
Well, you told me I could call you MT.
No, that's
He
'cause
did
was
say that.
trying to be nice.
Mixtape.
Okay. No, don't be real, because I'll call you.
No,
And you know black
mixtape.
people will give you.
Mixtape.
And I didn't realize mixtape, MT.
Yeah, MC.
I was saying because
Oh,
Martez.
right.
Mixtape.
Okay.
Coach Martez.
Yes, sir.
Here we go, guys. Take out your pen and papers.
Yes.
Bring your spouse, whoever needs to hear this. We're about to give you some education and knowledge. So, being married is a full-time job in itself, and you also work. What is it like learning how to not merge the two, but give the right amount of time to your wife as if you're trying to be successful in your business as well?
Right.
That's a great question, and that gives more than one answer. But this is one of the things that I always tell every couple. One of the things that we do is we do this in business. We know in business when we start, like I tell a person, when Wadrina and I got married, you had Martez Inc.
Yes.
Okay? Then you had Wadrina Inc., INC. So if you think about it from a perspective of you have two corporations.
Yes.
You have two corporations that are getting ready to merge. So what happens is the same way it is in business, the same way it has to be in marriage. So in other words, when we're merging, we need to understand our differences. We need to understand our strengths. We need to understand our weaknesses. We need to understand what one another needs. So in other words, if you're running a business, everybody can't be the communications director because everybody may not be able to communicate effectively.
Yes.
If you're running a business, everybody may not be able to work in human resources because they don't know how to problem solve.
Yes.
Or they're not good with conflict. So in other words, in marriage, you have to begin to ask each other these questions from the beginning.
Yes.
So in other words, what are your strengths?
Wow.
What are your weaknesses? What is it that you need? Because a lot of times what happens with most couples, we just simply don't know what to give each other.
That's right.
And so, but we don't know what to give each other because we don't know how to ask.
Communication.
Or we just assume, well, I thought